Hey, what is up, guys? I'm your boy Nick with Pick My Minute. Today we're gonna be going over the full card breakdown for UFC 298. We got some decent fights on this card. I'm really hyped to see how the pay-per-view goes. I think this is gonna be a much better pay-per-view than UFC 297. Picks wise, betting wise, everything. I think we're gonna have a pretty decent fight, decent time watching this card live, and I cannot wait to do a live fight companion for this card. So we got in the main event, we got Volkanovski defending his belt at 145 against the up-and-comer hot prospect Elliott Topuria. So that's gotta be the best fight on the card, I think. In the co-main event, we got Bobby Knuckles Whitaker, Robert the Reaper Whitaker taking on Paulo Costa. Now this is a fight I'm not super confident that we're gonna see because Paulo Costa is one of the best pull-out merchants out there. So I hope this fight stays on the card, man. This is a decent co-main event at 185 for the next title challenger at middleweight. So I really hope that Paulo Costa does not pull out of this fight. But let's see what happens. I won't believe that Paulo Costa is fighting until I see him in that octagon. So let's see what happens with that. But that's a decent fight there as a co-main event for now. Next one with the featured fight on the prelims. On the pay-per-view, I mean, we got Merab Dvalishvili taking on Henry Cejudo. And we got the return of Ian Gary. So Geoff Neal taking on Ian Cuckold Gary. So let's see what happens with that. Then we got an absolute banger for the pay-per-view opener. Anthony Fluffy Hernandez taking on Roman Kopylov. So it's gonna be an amazing pay-per-view card. For the prelim headliner, we got a Marcos Rogério de Lima taking on Justin Tafa. Tafa gang all the way. So let's get into it, guys. We're gonna go over the. We're gonna be starting with the first early prelims to the. We're gonna move on to the main card then, and then we're gonna finish off with the main event pick. So make sure you guys hit the like down below if you guys appreciate these early picks, early breakdowns, and make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. We're working our way to 1K subscribers. I appreciate all the support from you guys once again. And before I waste more of your time, let's get into it, guys. Alright, guys. So the first early prelim opener, we have Rinya Nakamura taking on Carlos Vera. Carlos Vera is making his UFC debut on this card against the hybrid Rinya Nakamura, who's the best prospect out of Japan right now. Japan, I think. And you probably heard Rinya Nakamura's name. He came through on road to the UFC. He came to the UFC, beat up Fernie Garcia from pillar to post. Absolutely dominated him with wrestling. Dominated him on the feet. I mean, like, that fight was not even close. Fernie Garcia was able to survive and not get finished. That's what Fernie Garcia is known for, his toughness. No shame that Nakamura couldn't finish him because Fernie Garcia is a tough fucking dude, man. But Carlos Vera is coming into the UFC now at 36 years old. He's known as a grappler. Doesn't really have much knockout power on the feet. Even on the ground, he gets taken down. I've seen him put in bad positions on the ground. Even the fights that he's won, he was losing those fights in the past, but he was able to catch a guillotine here and there, eventually get that submission. But in this fight, he's going to be very outmatched in the physicality. He's going to be outmatched in the wrestling. His takedown defense is going to be tested like crazy. And I think Rinya Nakamura is going to have much more power on the feet. He's going to knock him out. I think Rinya Nakamura is going to knock out Carlos Vera. I don't think Carlos Vera has ever been knocked out in the past, if I'm not wrong. He's never been knocked out, but I think this will be the first time that he gets knocked out here. Rinya Nakamura has a ton of power, and I don't think Carlos Vera's toughness is as good as Fernie Garcia. Fernie Garcia is a freaking tough dude, man. Tough Mexican. And he beat him up, man. I bet the point spread on Nakamura in that one, which means that as long as he doesn't lose a round, I will cast the bet, and he did win all 3 rounds there. I mean, they even gave him a 10-8 round. I think one of those rounds was a 10-8, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, he did what he was supposed to do out there. Couldn't really finish the guy, though. Couldn't really finish Fernie Garcia. Fernie Garcia, like I said, was really tough. Never been finished for a good reason. But I will take Rinya Nakamura by first round TKO here. I've seen him knock people out cold. He knocked out Kazama out cold. So he's got a ton of power. He's knocked out a couple of guys on the road to the UFC, which is a good way to make it to the UFC for these Asian fighters out of Asian countries. So Nakamura is coming into this fight as a minus like 800. So it's unbettable. The money line is kind of unbettable at this point. But I think that you can probably take under 1.5 rounds in a parlay. I'm sure it's gonna be like crazy wide. Under 1.5 will be crazy wide if we're being honest. But I think Rinya Nakamura will go out there, knock him out. He's gonna have the speed advantage. He's on the feet. He's gonna be able to get the takedowns and get the ground and pound going on the ground, or eventually lock in a submission or finish him by knockout. I think it'll be a knockout, because Carlos Vera is a pretty good grappler in his own right, but I think he's gonna be very outmatched in the power department here. So Rinya Nakamura by first round knockout is my pick for this fight. Okay, guys, next fight on the early prelims, we have Amanda Lemos taking on Mackenzie Dern. Now, Amanda Lemos is coming off that disappointing performance in her title fight against Zhang Weili. Zhang Weili is a freaking absolute beast, so no shame losing to Zhang Weili, but she was able to tough through it. I mean, she did not get out, she did not go out there and get finished, even though that fight should have been stopped a couple of times. I had under like 3.5 rounds, under 4.5 rounds. Fight doesn't go the distance. I had Weili in a bunch of parlays, but I broke even on the fight because Lemos showed really good toughness in that fight, man. She got beat up bad. I mean, she took like the significant strikes were like 300 to like 20. Like it was bad beating. But she's taken off enough time in between. I think she's taken off like for about 4 months now, about 5 months now when she's gonna be fighting on this card. To the day that she's gonna be fighting on this card, I mean, so she's taken off enough time. And now Mackenzie Dern is making a quick turnaround after her last fight with Jessica Andrade, where she got absolutely dominated. I mean, she got knocked down a bunch of times. Eventually, the referee had mercy on her and stopped the fight, because her wrestling is pretty horrible. I thought after she was able to take down what's her name, who's she fight last time? Just Angela Hill. Yeah, it was Angela Hill. Yeah. Andrea Hill, she was able to knock down Andrea Hill. Her striking was looking a lot better, so I was like, okay, that gave me false hope in Mackenzie Dern against Jessica Andrade. I was like, okay, she might be able to. She's making some improvements in the wrestling. She might be able to get Jessica Andrade down, who doesn't really have the best takedown defense, if we're being honest. Obviously, does have a ton of power on the feet, so Jessica Andrade like just defended all the takedowns, absolutely just beat her up. Bad. I mean, that was a bad knockout, and now she's making a quick turnaround. I wish she took off more time to work on her game, but at 30 years old now, I don't think we're ever gonna see any improvements on her wrestling. She is a good jiu-jitsu artist. She does have really good jiu-jitsu on the ground. If she is able to get this fight on the ground, I think she will be able to lock in the submission, but she's gonna have to go. She's gonna have to eat some big power from Amanda Lemos. I will pick Amanda Lemos here. I know the money line Amanda Lemos opened up at like minus 225. Now she's a lot of dog money coming in on Mackenzie Dern. I don't really think that Mackenzie Dern people should be betting on Mackenzie Dern, to be honest. I do like Amanda Lemos here. Even at 36 years old, I think she's got the power, enough takedown defense to keep this fight on the feet. Mackenzie Dern's takedown accuracy is at like 14%. No lie, it's got to be one of the worst takedown accuracies out there in the UFC history. And I think a 55% takedown defense for Amanda Lemos should be good enough to keep this fight on the feet and land those big bombs on Mackenzie Dern and knock her out. So I'm going to pick Amanda Lemos by knockout here. I'll pick Lemos by second round TKO. That's my pick. And she's sitting at like minus 130. Amanda Lemos is sitting at where's she sitting at right now? Minus 130. So Mackenzie Dern opened up at plus 205. I think the line was way too wide. She opened up as a big underdog, so money pouring in on Mackenzie Dern. I get it. She's got good jiu-jitsu when she gets the fight to the ground, but Amanda Lemos is no scrub. She had a ninja choke on Zhang Weili too at one point. So it's gonna be a tough fight for Dern. I think. I don't think her takedown's gonna be good enough here. I know on the feed, Lemos just hits way harder. But thing about Lemos is she does gas out from time to time. So Lemos was supposed to take on Tatiana Suarez in this fight, if you guys remember, and Dern is stepping into this fight on short notice. So I like Amanda Lemos here. I don't know if I'll bet her. If she turns into the underdog, maybe I will bet her than as an underdog. But for now, at minus 130, I'm just gonna leave the line alone for now. But I will bet her as as an underdog if he becomes an underdog soon enough. Alright guys, next fight on the card we have Josh Quinlan taking on Danny Barlow. This is at welterweight, really good welterweight matchup here. Now Josh Quinlan was not supposed to be fighting on this card. Danny Barlow was supposed to be making his UFC debut against Kinosita, who got knocked out by who did he get knocked out by? I think Kinosita got knocked out by he got knocked out on that Holloway versus Zombie card, I think, if I remember. Who knocked him out? It was Billy Goff. Yeah, I think it was Billy Goff that knocked him out on that Holloway versus Zombie card. And I was confident that Danny Barlow was gonna go out there and knock him out again. I mean, like I had Barlow in a bunch of parlays. I had him straight money line bet. Like I was all over Barlow there against Kinosita because I think Kinosita has really bad durability. But now against Josh Quinlan, man, this is a tougher fight than his fight with the Kinosita. But I still will pick Danny Barlow. I think he's the better fighter, better well-rounded fighter here. Now, the thing about Josh Quinlan is he had some hype coming into this, into the UFC. He got a knockout on the Dana White Contender Series, but that was overturned because he failed the drug test. So there's a lot going on with Quinlan, and then he came in, knocked out Jason Wade. I mean, who hasn't knocked out Jason Wade? But then he came in against Trey Waters, came in as a favorite too. I did pick him there against Trey Waters because I thought Trey Waters wasn't that good, but Waters was able to use his height and reach and able to outstrike him for all 3 rounds. Now Quinlan did have some good moments in that fight from time to time, but they just were too far in between. And Trey Waters won the fight 30-27 clearly, so he just got kind of dominated and didn't really shoot takedowns or anything like that. Didn't really mix it in. Didn't really change. Didn't really make adjustments in the mid-fight. I do like Danny Barlow here, but I was like against Kinosita, I was like max betting him, but against Quinlan, I think this is a tougher fight than Kinosita. But I'd still see him getting this done, man. This dude's got some good power, good striking. He's got long reach, 80-inch reach. He's got like a 8-inch reach advantage here, and he's training out of law school MMA, which is a good gym to be training out of. We got a lot of prospects coming out of law school MMA right now. I will pick Danny Barlow by I will pick him by knockout here. I think he can get the knockout over Quinlan. Quinlan has shown really good durability, but he has not been fighting a guy. He has not fought a guy like Danny Barlow before. I mean, he fought Trey Waters, but Trey Waters does not hit as hard as Danny Barlow's gonna hit him with those straight lefts. I mean, left hooks. I mean, like Danny Barlow's got a really good ground game also. I know we haven't really seen his ground game yet before, but when I went back and watched the Rizzo MMA tape on him, he does have a good ground game, good understanding of positions on the ground, good takedown entries, good control. He will go for arm bars, submissions, like triangle chokes. Like he's got everything. He's got a super well-rounded game. Now he's making his UFC debut here, so maybe he's gonna have some jitters. But he got the first round knockout over Raheem Forrest. I did pick him as underdog. I did bet him only a single unit on him at plus 100 against Raheem Forrest. Now Raheem Forrest, you probably will. He got beat up by Charles Radke, also outside of UFC. So you probably heard of Raheem Forrest in the past. He's fighting on that UFC Vegas 85 card this weekend. I'm talking about Charles Radke. So Danny Barlow, like he's good, man. I'm confident that he's gonna go out there and beat him up. I'm not as confident that he's gonna finish him. Like I could see a knockout later on in this fight. Because I think Danny Barlow does have the big power and the reach advantage to like stay out of danger from Quinlan's big power that he's gonna be throwing those big hooks. He loads up a lot too. So I'm gonna pick Danny Barlow by KO here. I think I'd like Danny Barlow by KO here. What's the money line? Let's see what the money line is. Now Danny Barlow is coming into this fight as a minus 185 favorite. He opened up at minus 205. I think he will win, but I'm not like jumping to the window to go bet him at 2-1 here, because I do respect Josh Quinlan's game more than I respect Kinosita's game. So no bet on this fight as of right now. I'm gonna wait to see how low this line goes. If it goes down to like minus 120, minus 130, then I will bet him at minus 130, minus 120 around even money, because I think I don't think that money line's gonna go that low, but you never know, man. You never know. We might have some people putting dog money on Josh Quinlan here. But yeah, I do like Barlow by knockout here. I'll say second round knockout for Danny Barlow here. That's my pick, guys. Alright, guys. Next up, we got AJ Dobson taking on Tresean Gore. So this is a good matchup here. This is a pretty solid, low-key good matchup here. AJ Dobson, he's got good striking. I mean, doesn't throw a ton of volume out there on the feed, but he can mix it in pretty well. He can mix in some takedowns. He's really tough. Never been finished for a good reason. He's got good chin on him, but he's super low volume. Doesn't throw a lot of volume out there. Got outstruck by Tresean, but Tresean is a world-class kickboxer. So I guess no shame there, getting outclassed by Tresean. Then he got beat up by Jacob Malkoon. But he was able to bounce back against Tafan Chukwi. I did pick Tafan Chukwi there because I thought Tafan Chukwi can keep it on the feet, throw more volume. But AJ Dobson showed that he can take down a guy like Chukwi and just lay and pray on top position and not really do much damage from top. I'm just not a believer of AJ Dobson, to be honest. He's a favorite in this fight, almost 2-1. I will pick Tresean Gore here, guys. I mean, Tresean Gore, I'm not really that high on either one of these guys. I mean, to be honest with you guys, Tresean Gore, like, he had a lot of hype when he made his UFC debut against, I think it was Cody. Was it against? Yeah, I think it was Brian Battle. But Brian Battle was able to beat him up by decision. So there's no shame losing to Brian Battle, though. But the loss to Cody Hernandez, man, that was a bad loss for him. He got knocked out cold. That was a brutal knockout there. So the durability definitely does favor AJ Dobson here. He's got the better durability, better chin, probably better cardio. But the thing that Tresean Gore has, man, he's a young guy, only 29 years old, so still making improvements. He's dangerous though. So if AJ Dobson shoots like a desperate takedown or something like that and puts his neck in a danger, I think Tresean Gore can like snatch up a submission like he did against Josh Fremd. He had that nasty guillotine choke. Like, that was one of the nastiest guillotine chokes I've ever seen in my life. And he looked decent out there, man. I think he's gonna be making improvements. He's still a young guy, man. He's only had like 6 fights overall. They're giving him a pretty decent test here. It's a tough fight for him, though. I'll say that much. I don't know if I'll bet on Tresean Gore, but I will pick him here because I think he can get this done if he just throws enough volume out there, stays patient, and could lock in a submission also. But it's gonna be tough to submit a guy like AJ Dobson because AJ Dobson is really tough. But I think Tresean Gore can land more volume on the feed and touch him up on the feet. But he's gonna have to. He can't give up easy takedowns. He's gonna have to defend some takedowns. Because I think AJ Dobson's going to try to do what he did against Chukwi. Just try to take him down and control him for the whole round with the takedowns and not really do anything from top position. So I hope Tresean Gore has been working on that takedown defense. And if he has, I think he can get this done. Now for betting side, I mean, Tresean Gore is plus 164. And the comeback on AJ Dobson is minus 198 favored. So Tresean Gore opened up at plus 170. The money is coming in both ways. I mean, a little bit, we're seeing action going both ways here. So I'm not really jumping to go bet on this fight either. Like, this is gonna be a tough, close fight. I think maybe I'll put like a couple of maybe like a quarter unit on Tresean Gore if I can get like plus 200 on Tresean Gore, because I think there is some value on this guy, and he's a good prospect at 185. I mean, but this is gonna be a tough fight for him. That's why he's a almost 2-1 underdog here. But I think he can get this done low key, and I will pick Tresean Gore by probably by like submission. I think I could see a submission too, but I think it will be decision because I think AJ Dobson is really tough and durable though. So I got Tresean Gore by decision here. Hey guys, next up on the prelims we got Woodburn taking on Oban Elliott. Now Oban Elliott is a Cage Warriors prospect. He's done really well in the Cage Warriors. He's fought some legit guys in Cage Warriors, and he made his Dana White Contender Series debut against Brito. I mean, Brito is a tough freaking dude, man. Brito's a freaking big dude for the weight class, and Brito had a ton of power, man. Brito throws like spinning back fist, like Brito throws everything like with 100% power. Like, so that was a tough fight for him. He got that done by like mixing in takedowns and showed really good fight IQ, man. I mean, he was almost close to being finished. I mean, he was close to being finished in the second round there against Brito. But man, this dude is tough, man. I mean, that's why he got the contract, even though he won a decision there. But that was an absolute banger. I mean, that was such a treat to go back and watch. Absolute fun matchup, man. I watched most of his Cage Warriors fight. because I really didn't know who he was. Because I did pick Brito against him because I thought Brito was gonna knock him out because I didn't think his game was that good. And he has been knocked out in the past, but he's making improvements now. He's improving fight to fight now. He's showing good improvements. He's got good striking on the feet, really light on his feet, really solid chin, man. Against Brito, I mean, Brito had him in all sorts of trouble, but he will, when he gets cracked, I mean, when he gets knocked down, he'll start wrestling you right away. So he's got good recovery too. He showed really good recovery against Brito. And at the end of the second round, man, I mean, the referee was taking a close look at him because he was like almost about to go out cold. Like that was how hard Brito hits. But this is gonna be an easier matchup for him here, I think, than Brito, because Brito is like a big, tall, long, rangy striker. Will throw like versatile striking at you. Will throw like body kicks. I mean, like Brito throws everything 100%. And I'm not saying Val Woodburn doesn't do that. Val Woodburn made his UFC debut on the pay-per-view opener against Bo Nichols, so that's like a tough debut for the guy. He's a good wrestler, good power on the feet, but he's too slow and stiff. I mean, he's too stuck in the mud, too slow and stiff. I think the speed advantage is gonna play a factor here against on. I think Oban Elliott is gonna get this done, and he's got good body kicks also. Oban Elliott was ripping those body kicks in the third round against Brito, absolutely putting it on him. I mean, he after the second round, the recovery this dude showed after the second round, almost being close to finished, coming out there in the third round, like absolutely putting it on Brito, almost finishing him at the end of the third round with the ground and pound. I mean, like this dude's got super well-rounded game. He's a complete mixed martial artist. Like he's gonna shoot takedowns. I mean, he was out grappling a guy like Matthew Bonner, who's known for his grappling. And this dude he can put a pace on you, man. He's got really good pace, really good cardio. Like his cardio is on point, super really good, man. I'm really impressed with this guy. And you guys should also go back and watch that Kai Brito fight. Where that was an absolute treat to go back and watch. So I am gonna pick on Oban Elliott here. I think he is gonna get this done. Is he gonna knock him out? I'm not too sure, man. Well, Woodburn, like he has been stunned by Bo Nickel, is a freaking freak athlete. So Bo Nickel, he's got good striking too. We can't sleep on Bo Nickel's hands now. I know most people are out there betting submission for Bo Nickel. I was lucky enough that I didn't bet the submission. I bet the under 1.5 round there. But yeah, I was lucky enough there. But Bo Nickel went out there and knocked Woodburn down, Woodburn out. I mean, like with an uppercut, he caught him with the uppercut, absolutely stiffened him. But man, Woodburn does throw big power too, so Oban Elliott is gonna have to watch out. Now we have seen him lose in the past. He lost against Medars Filiminas. Now he won the first round clearly. Then he just kind of got gassed out early on. He's fought a bunch of times, man. He made his MMA debut in 2019. He's got over like how many fights? He's got like over 11 fights in 2019. So he's been staying very active. Now Figlak was able to knock him out in the third round, but the way he's not getting knocked out on the feet, he's getting knocked out on the ground when he gets caught up in bad positions, when he's letting these guys get on top of him and rain some ground and pound. Now the Filiminas fight, I mean, Filiminas was like long and rangy striker, and had pretty good grappling too. Had good cardio, had a good experience. So I am gonna pick Oban Elliott here. I'm really hyped to see this guy. He's a really fun guy to watch, man. They call him the Welsh gangster. I mean, this dude is freaking tough, dude, man. Really fun to watch, and I cannot wait for his UFC debut. Now I'm not looking to go bet him at these odds, man. He's like sitting at I think 2-1. Now I'm not like crazy to go bet him at these odds because I think the odds are a little bit too wide for a guy making his UFC debut. He's minus 270. God damn it, yeah. I'm not. He opened up at minus 175. Maybe I would have bet him at minus 175. I would have parlayed him at minus 175. Because I think where the line opened up, like that was fair. Minus 175 on DraftKings. And the comeback on Mel Woodburn is plus 220 now. So I don't think he should be that heavily favored. But even though I say that, I think the line is justifiable. But I'm not sure if I'll go parlay him because he's making his UFC debut here. So I'm not crazy to go bet him, but I do see him getting this done. I'm pretty confident that he's gonna get this done. He's really light on his feet. He's really got good speed. He's gonna have the speed advantage here. He's a younger guy by 4 years also. So, and he's fought some good guys outside the UFC. So I'm not really too worried about him coming into the UFC and taking a step up in competition, because I think Brito is a tougher fight than Woodburn, if I'm being honest with you guys. So I got Oban Elliott by decision, 30-27. Alright guys, next up on the prelims we got Andrea KGB Lee taking on Miranda Fear the Maverick. So it's gonna be a decent matchup here. I'm always excited to see Miranda Maverick fight. He put up a really good performance last time. I got the perfect pick there against Priscilla Cachoeira, third down submission. I called the third down submission on Jasmine Jastuisius too, and Jasmine went out there and submitted her in the third down. So I've been doing pretty well picking on Priscilla Cachoeira fights, making picks on Priscilla Cachoeira fights. I mean, but here we are, guys. So we got Miranda Maverick against Andrea Lee. So Miranda Maverick is a much younger fighter here, almost 10-year age gap. But Andrea Lee, like, she's got good, okay striking, I'll say. Like, she's got good power. She knocked out Cynthia Calvillo and submitted Antonia Shevchenko, the lesser Shevchenko. So she's okay. She's fought against Natalia Silva. No shame losing to Natalia Silva. Went to split with Macy Barber in a fight that a lot of people think that was a robbery, to be honest. But I think Macy Barber won the fight. I mean, she was able to mix in some takedowns. I think Andrea Lee was the one taking her down. I could be wrong about that, but yeah, against Viviana Araujo was able to dominate her. I mean, not dominate her, but she was able to beat her clearly there. I think Miranda Maverick will be able to get the takedowns on Andrea KGB Lee, and I think Maverick will win this fight by decision. I don't think she's gonna go out there and finish her or anything like that. Now Maverick is coming into this fight as a 2-1 favorite. I think Maverick is coming in as minus 192. She opened up at minus 130. Maybe I would have bet her at minus 130 opening lines, even minus 148. The line stayed at minus 148 for a couple of hours. Now it dipped down to minus 162. Even minus 162 I think is not that terrible for Miranda Maverick, but over 2-1 is kind of wide, because on the feet she's not the best striker out there on the feet, but she does throw a lot of volume out there, and I do see her getting the takedowns here over Andrea Lee, and Andrea Lee's getting way older, and I don't know where her head's really at this point. She's fought like 5 times in the last 5 years. So, and Maverick's only 2 losses are Erin Blanchfield and Jasmine Jastuisius. Against Jasmine, I mean, she came in as a pretty heavy favorite, and I did have a bet on Miranda Maverick by decision there against Jasmine, and Jasmine was able to keep the fight on the feet and outstrike her on the feet, and Jasmine showed really good striking in that matchup, and Jasmine was able to win the fight clearly there. But I think Miranda Maverick will be able to bounce back here and go on a 2-5 win streak over Priscilla Cachoeira and Andrea Lee. So I do like Miranda Maverick here. I don't know if I'll bet on her. Maybe I'll take a look at the over 2.5 rounds in a parlay. I do like the over 2.5 rounds in a parlay here, because I don't think Miranda Maverick is gonna finish Andrea Lee. Andrea Lee is really tough, man, really tough and durable. She's never been finished, has she? She's only been submitted 1 time in the 3rd round. And that was not in the UFC, so that was back in Invicta. So that was a long time ago. How long ago was that? Like back in 2016. So I don't think Andrea Lee is gonna get submitted here. It'll be a close fight, I think. There is some value in Andrea Lee if you like her side here, but I'm gonna take a look at that over 2.5 rounds and put that in a parlay instead. So I got Miranda Maverick by decision here. That's my pick. Hey guys, next fight on the prelims we got Mingyang taking on Brendson Ribeiro. Now both of these guys are coming off pretty big upsets in their last fights. Mingyang was a plus 500 underdog also in his last fight against Tokos. And Brendson Ribeiro was also a plus 500 or plus 600 underdog against the Bruno Lopez, and he absolutely knocked Bruno Lopez out. Bruno Lopez didn't go out there and shoot any takedowns, because Bruno Lopez is known for his wrestling and takedowns and grappling, and Bruno Lopez just didn't shoot any takedowns, was able to try to go out there and knock out Brendson Ribeiro. And Ribeiro has that 81-inch reach, like super long range reach, and he was touching him up with a jab. And so Brendson Ribeiro does have good body kicks, good jabs. I mean, straight jabs. He doubles up on the jab. That jab will like pick you apart, man. This dude's pretty decent. He's not really the most technical guy out there, but he's really wild and throws everything with 100% power. So he's not gonna be the more technical fighter here, though. Mingyang is gonna be the more technical fighter here. He's fought He's fighting he's fighting out of China. He's a pretty good prospect, only 25 years old. He made his MMA debut at like 16 years old, so he has been knocked out a couple of times. Both these guys have been knocked out a couple of times because they're both strikers, so they both love to stand and bang. And man, Mingyang I think has more power. Like I could be wrong about this, but I think Mingyang has more power than even Ribeiro, because this dude has a better chin than Ribeiro in my opinion. Like against Tokos, man, he got cracked with some big shots for Tokos. Tokos was like a minus 700 favorite in that fight on the road to the UFC, and Zhang was able to like absolutely stiffen him with the right hook, right hand. I mean, absolutely put him out cold, absolutely killed him. I mean, the ground and pound was not even necessary. I mean, he definitely stiffened him with the right hand, and that's all he wrote. I mean, that ground and pound was unnecessary. So I think Zhang is training at Extreme Couture for this fight. He's training out there with Sean Strickland for this fight, so he's been putting in good work, and he's a good prospect, man. Really good, fun guy to watch out there. He's gonna be. I don't think he's gonna be shooting takedowns here or anything like that. He doesn't really shoot takedowns. He's a striker, and I think Brendson Ribeiro is gonna be more than willing to strike with him on the feet. So this is a tough fight, man. The bet that I will be looking at is under 1.5 rounds here. I do like the under 1.5 rounds or 5 finishes in the first round, because I think one of these guys is gonna go to sleep here. Brendson Ribeiro, like he's been knocked out a couple of times too, so he's fought in AMC, which is a Russian promotion. So he's fighting good guys out there too. But and that win over Bruno Lopez, man, that looks really solid, because Bruno Lopez has bounced back and got a submission win last time on the LFA 176. So that win is looking really solid for him there. But I do see this fight being finished in the first round, and I am gonna take the favorite here. I think Mingyang is the better striker here, more well-rounded. He digs those hooks to the body. But man, Brendson's gonna have that reach advantage, man. 81-inch reach advantage, and he's underdog. So I can't hate on anyone that's going out there betting on Brendson Ribeiro, but I think Mingyang is the better striker, better technically sound, and I don't think Brendson Ribeiro is gonna shoot any takedowns on him. And I like Mingyang's chin a little bit better. I think his chin is a little bit better than Ribeiro. I have seen Ribeiro knocked down a bunch of times in the past, and he's getting cracked by Lopez too, but he eventually knocked him out with like a left hook. I mean, that was a nasty left hook against Lopez there. But I'm gonna take the Mountain Tiger here. I think the Mountain Tiger is gonna beat up the Gorilla. So that's my pick, guys. Mount Zhang by first round knockout is my pick here. What's the money line on him? Let's see the money line. So Zhang is coming in at minus 155. He opened up as underdog too, minus 105. So Brendson Ribeiro opened up at minus 150 on DraftKings. So the money has been going both ways, but I think Zhang is the better technically, but he's gonna have to eat some big shots from Ribeiro, because Ribeiro can absolutely put him out cold, no question about it. I mean, Mingyang has been knocked out before, so anyone can get knocked out here. So I like the fight finishes in the first round, or fight ends in a knockout. I like the fight ends in a knockout a ton here. Okay, guys, we're gonna move on to the featured prelim headliner here. We got Marcos Rogério de Lima taking on Justin Badman Tafa, and I'm always hyped to see Justin Tafa fight. Either him or his brother Junior Tafa. They're both really fun to watch. They're both love to go out there and throw it with absolute bad intentions, and absolutely go out there, kill their opponents with the big power. Both of them have big power, and Justin Tafa is more fun to watch than even Junior Tafa, because I think Justin Tafa has more power, but he's not the most technically sound guy. He's gonna be throwing those big bombs, but he's got pretty good athleticism too for his size. He's not in like crazy shape or anything like that. He's a little bit chubby out there, but he's gonna knock your head out if he lands clean. And I will pick Justin Tafa here, man. I've been picking him back when he opened up at plus 155 underdog. Marcos Rogério de Lima, he's done pretty well in the UFC, but he's like 38, almost 40 years old now at this point, 39 years old almost. And we went out there against Derek Lewis, but Derek Lewis has the most knockouts at heavyweight for a good reason. And Derek Lewis landed like a crazy flying knee right as the fight started. So, and just caught him. Rogério caught him right on the chin. Then the ground and pound was so absolutely nasty. Lima was trying to recover from the ground and pound, but he just was not able to recover in time, and he took a ton of damage in that fight. And that was the first time that he was ever knocked out. I don't think he's ever knocked out before, but he has lost before to Blagoy Ivanov. he was able to outwork him through 3 rounds. So we have seen him lose. But he does have a good ground game here. He's gonna be more of a all-rounder fighter here. He's gonna have the ground game advantage. If this fight hits the ground, he's gonna be much better with the jiu-jitsu on the ground. But even against Waldo Cortez Acosta, he was able to get some takedowns on Waldo Cortez Acosta, and he caught him with a punch too, I think, if I'm not wrong. And he was able to do enough on the feet where Waldo isn't really known for his big power. Yeah, Waldo has knocked a couple of guys, but Waldo wasn't able to go out there and knock out Arlovsky. So there's Rogério knocked out Ben Rothwell. So knocking out Ben Rothwell tells you this dude does have some power too. But I'm gonna trust in Justin Tafa here. I'm gonna trust in the Australian prospect here, Badman Tafa, to go out there and knock out Rogério de Lima. And Tafa is the underdog here. Tafa is coming into this fight as let's see, Tafa coming in at plus 124. He opened up at plus 142, went all the way up plus 154. You can still get Tafa at like minus 130, minus 140 on Beves. You can still get him at some good plus money. And I do like Tafa here a ton. I think I do have a half unit on Tafa as of right now. I don't have a lot of betting spots on this card, but I do like Justin Tafa as an underdog. I did bet him against Dobson Lane. I bet him by first round knockout. First round knockout was like plus 150, I think, against Austin Lane. But Lima is much better than Austin Lane. I'll say that much right now. And if Rogério de Lima shoots takedown, he's going to be able to get the takedowns, and he might be able to ragdoll him on the ground. But I'm going to trust that Justin Tafa keeps his fight on the feet, defends some takedowns, lands one of those big bombs that he can land and put de Lima out cold. So the pick is Justin Tafa by first round knockout. That's my pick. But I like the under 1.5 rounds here too. But I like Tafa at plus money, ton. Alright guys, now we're going to move on to the pay-per-view. We got 5 fights on this pay-per-view card, so I cannot wait for this pay-per-view, man. I think the prelims are pretty decent too. But obviously we all want to see the pay-per-view. Like, the main card is always the best. So now guys, make sure you guys hit the like down below. Once again, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. We're working our way to 1K subscribers. Not many people are out there doing tape study this early to give you guys these early picks, so you guys can go out there and make some easy money, but get some value on the money line before they get steamed. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and like the video down below. It helps out with the YouTube algorithm. Leave a W in the comments below for the algorithm. I appreciate it, guys. Now let's move on to the pay-per-view opener here, guys. We got Anthony Fluffy Hernandez taking on Roman Kopylov. And this is a tough fight to pick, man. I'll be honest with you guys. This is a huge step up in competition for Roman Kopylov. Anthony Hernandez is a really good grappler. Doesn't have the best takedowns, but he's got one thing that's really like helping him climb the rankings at middleweight, which is the cardio, the pace, the cardio, durability. He's got pretty solid durability. He's able to outlast these guys, gas them out, and then like submit them later in the second, third round. He was able to do that to Rodolfo Vieira. I mean, Rodolfo Vieira is known for gassing out in fights. And I did bet on Anthony Hernandez. They're only like a quarter unit on Anthony Hernandez. And he was able to, he was like a plus 600 underdog or plus 500 underdog. He was a big underdog in that fight. And he was able to submit the submission grappler in Rodolfo Vieira. And he beat up Josh Fremd. I mean, pretty with the wrestling. Was able to take him down against Marc-Andre Barrio. He was able to catch him in an arm triangle choke. So submitting a guy, like, he's got some good wins, man. I think his wins are much better than Roman Kopylov as of right now. He was able to knock out Edmund Sabajian with the ground and pound. But let's be honest, if you guys go watch that fight again, Edmund Sabajian was doing whatever he wanted to him in the first round. He was out-striking him, outclassing him in the first round. I did bet on Anthony Hernandez there, and I was worried about him because he was just not looking like a favorite out there. I mean, but Edmund Sabajian was gassing out after the first round. Absolutely gassed out and kind of gave up in that fight after. So Edmund Sabajian has known to be gassing out in fights before. Now this is a tough fight to pick, guys. I'll be honest with you guys, but I am gonna pick Roman Kopylov here. He has gone to Dagestan to train on his takedown defense, so I think he is gonna be making some improvements in the takedown defense. But I am worried about him if he gets taken down here. Like, he hasn't faced a submission grappler like Anthony Hernandez before, so he has been submitted before. I think he's got submitted by Carl Robertson like in the third round. So, but that was his UFC debut. To be fair, that was the UFC debut. To be fair, so we can give him a break there. He got out grappled by Albert Drive. So no shame there. Albert Drive has a good wrestler. I think Albert Drive has better takedowns than Fluffy Hernandez, but I could be wrong about that. But I know people won't agree with me. But I think Albert Drive has some good takedown entries. Anthony Hernandez, man, the only way that I see him winning this fight if he gasses the Roman Kopylov out after the first 2 rounds and submits him in the third round. That's the way I see this. I see him winning here. But I think Roman Kopylov can touch him up on the feet here. Roman Kopylov is going to be the much better striker on the feet. On the feet, it's not even going to be close, I think. And we have seen Fluffy Hernandez knocked out before. Kevin Holland caught him with a knee to the body in the first round, like the first 20 seconds. So we have seen him get knocked out before. We have seen him get steamrolled before. So I'm going to go with the underdog here. Roman Kopylov is the underdog right now. What's he sitting at right now? Roman Kopylov is sitting at Kopylov. Where is he? Kopylov. Okay, let me see if I can find him here. Kopylov. God damn it, I can't find him anywhere here. Kopylov. Where are you, Kopylov? Okay, there he is. Plus 130 for Roman Kopylov. He opened up at plus 150. Dog money coming in on Roman Kopylov. I do like Roman Kopylov. I made money betting on Roman Kopylov by second round finish in the last 3 fights. And he's cast for me each and every time. I mean, I bet on him against Josh Fremd. I mean, I bet him a second round finish, and that was plus 400. Against Ribeiro, second round finish, that was like a plus 500. Like, Punahele knocked up Punahele. Punahele is an absolute can. We're finding that out now, but this is the biggest test so far for Roman Kopylov. If he beats Anthony Hernandez, he's going to be ranked soon. So huge step up in competition for Roman Kopylov. Big spot on him here. Big spotlight on him here. Pay-per-view opener for the UFC 298 card. And I'm going to go with Roman Kopylov by a knockout here. I think Roman Kopylov, if this fight stays on the feet, and I'm not confident in this because Hernandez has really good takedowns. Not really good takedowns. He has really good cardio. And he has pretty good durability. And he's able to push the pace on these guys. But I'm going to trust in my boy Roman Chad Kopylov to get it done by knockout. I'll say second on knockout for Roman Kopylov is my pick. And I like that. I will put maybe a unit or half a unit on Roman Kopylov at plus money. But I'm going to bet him by second round finish or first round finish. I think we're going to get some good plus money there because he's coming in as underdog here. So I'm going to bet Roman Kopylov by first and second round finish. And if this goes third round, I think Hernandez can submit him in third round though. Guys, next fight on the pay-per-view, we have Geoff Neal, Hands of Steel, taking on Ian Cuck Gary. So let's get into it, guys. So Geoff Neal is going to be the much better boxer, I think, in the pocket. But I think Ian Gary is going to be able to use the speed, the feints that he throws, the leg kicks, rip those leg kicks from distance, and outstrike Geoff Neal. I do like Ian Gary here. I think he's parlay worthy here. We have seen Geoff Neal get outworked before. He got outworked by Neil Magny, outworked by Stephen Thompson, Wonderboy. So I think Ian Gary can do pretty much what Wonderboy did to him. But the thing about Ian Gary is we have seen his chin cracked before. He got knocked down by Kanan Song, but showed pretty good recovery there. But he can't get backed up against the fence here. If he gets backed up against the cage here, I mean not the fence, the cage, I think Geoff Neal can definitely put those hands on him and knock him out. But I am gonna trust Ian Gary here. I don't care what he does outside the octagon. That's none of my business. I think he's one hell of a fighter, and I think he will go out there and get it done against Geoff Neal. I don't think he's gonna finish Geoff Neal. Geoff Neal is tough as they come, man. And Ian Gary hasn't really shown that he can finish these guys at the higher level. I am going to pick Ian Gary by decision here. I think Ian Gary is going to get this done by decision. And I'm pretty confident in him getting it done. I know people don't like Ian Gary. You don't have to like Ian Gary. But I think as a fighter, he's a good fighter. And he's got a good volume out there. Really good striking defense is pretty solid enough. and he's gonna have the speed advantage here. Like he's almost like 8 years younger than Geoff Neal, and I think Geoff Neal took a lot of damage against Shavkat Rakhmonov too. And let's see if Geoff Neal makes weight this time. He missed weight against Shavkat Rakhmonov. Let's see if he makes weight this time against Ian Gary. But I think Ian Gary is more hungry right now, taking his career a little bit more serious than Geoff Neal. Ian Gary still has hopes of being a champion one day. So I'm gonna rock with Ian Cuck Gary here. I think the Cuck is gonna get it done here by decision. Let's see what the money line is. So Ian Cuck Gary is coming in at minus 230. I do have him in a parlay at minus 210. I think that parlay is solid. I do like that parlay, but I think he's parlay worthy here. I don't like a lot of parlay spots in this card, but I think Ian Gary is one of the better parlay pieces on this card. I'll say that much right now. But if you do like the underdog at Geoff Neal, you can get plus 190 on Geoff Neal. I mean, honestly, that's not a bad underdog if you like Geoff Neal. And if you think Geoff Neal goes out there and gets it done, knocks him out or something. But he's going to have to knock him out. I don't think Geoff Neal is going to win a decision against Ian Gary. And I think Ian Gary can rip him apart from the outside with those leg kicks, with those body kicks, head kicks. I mean, he's got everything, all the tools in his toolbox. And he's going to have the speed advantage. I don't think Geoff Neal is going to shoot any takedowns on him. So Geoff Neal doesn't really shoot any takedowns ever. So I like Ian Gary, and I think it's a solid parlay piece here. So that's my pick, Ian Gary by decision. I know a lot of people are picking Geoff Neal here. Almost 42% people picking Geoff Neal. I get it, but I think Ian Gary gets it done, and he gets it done by decision. That's my pick. Next up, the featured fight on the pay-per-view. I mean, we got Merab Dvalishvili, the Machine, taking on Henry Triple C Cejudo. I am gonna pick Merab Dvalishvili here. I'm pretty confident in Merab Dvalishvili to go out there and get it done. I think he's gonna do what he did against Jose Aldo here. I don't think this is gonna be the most exciting fight to watch. I mean, none of Merab Dvalishvili fights are exciting to watch, other than his fight with Marlon Moraes when he almost got knocked out in the first round against Marlon Moraes. But he showed really good toughness there, man. He showed like this dude can take an ass whooping in the first round, come back in the second round, like still get it done. So I'm pretty confident in Merab Dvalishvili. He's one of my most confident picks on the card. I think he's gonna go out there and outclass Henry Cejudo. I don't think Cejudo's takedowns are gonna work against Dvalishvili here. I don't think Cejudo is the same fighter that he was 3 years ago against Sterling. Man, that was a unanimous decision for Sterling. So I don't know why that was a split. That was a clear decision for Sterling. Sterling outstruck him, and Sterling isn't really known for his striking, and Cejudo really couldn't get his striking going like he used to back in the day. Yeah, I'm pretty confident. in Merab Dvalishvili to get it done. I do have a straight money line bet on him. I also have him in one of my parlays. I like Merab Dvalishvili a ton here. I think you can put him in parlays here with Ian Gary if you like, but I'm pretty confident in Merab Dvalishvili. But if you wanna even say for parlay leg here, I like the over 2.5 rounds a ton here. I don't think we're gonna see a finish from either side here. This fight's definitely gonna go the distance, and I like Merab Dvalishvili to be the one to get it done. So high confidence pick here. I don't have a lot of high confidence picks on this card, but Merab Dvalishvili is definitely one of the high confidence picks on this card for me. I think he gets it done, and he gets it done by decision. That's my pick. Alright guys, co-main event time, guys. Make sure you guys hit the like down below. It only takes like a second to hit the like. Come on guys, what are you guys waiting for? Make sure you guys are sub to the channel. Help me get to 1K subscribers, guys. I give you guys early picks. I put in I gotta spend at least like 10 hours or to do tape study for these early picks videos. So if you guys appreciate the grind, appreciate these early picks, make sure you guys sub to the channel. If you're new here, like the video, drop a W in the comments below for the YouTube algorithm. I appreciate all the support from you guys. Now let's get into, guys, co-main event time now. I'm worried. I'm worried about Paulo Costa pulling out. He's already talking about that he hasn't signed the contract yet for this fight. So I don't really know what's going on with Paulo Costa, to be honest. And if we're talking about this fight, like who's the better technical fighter here, it's Robert Whittaker by a mile. Robert Whittaker is gonna go out there and outclass Paulo Costa. That's if Paulo Costa doesn't pull out of this fight before we see this fight. So I really hope we see this fight. I really hope Paulo Costa doesn't pull out of this fight. If he does pull out of this fight, please UFC cut him. Why do you guys like? Why do we need Paulo Costa so bad on the roster? I could care less if I don't see Paulo Costa fight another fight. Obviously, he's fun to watch. He's pretty exciting. He knows how to make memes and do all that Instagram story stuff, memes, Instagram stories, and all that stuff. But as a fighter, Robert Whittaker is way ahead of him in the technique, with the feints, with the fight IQ, with the striking. I mean, but Paulo Costa does have one thing, one equalizer, which is the power. He does have good body shots, pretty good takedowns too, but he doesn't really go take down guys enough. Against Luke Rockhold, man, Luke Rockhold was able to like make that fight super close. I mean, you should not be taking Luke Rockhold to a decision at this point in his career. I mean, like Rockhold had some good moments in that fight too, and I lost some money on betting on Paulo Costa by knockout there. So that was disappointing performance there by Paulo Costa. And against Marvin Vettori, he came in at like minus 210 or something, like not minus 210. He came in at like 210 pounds. That was a catch weight fight. I mean, what weight was that on? What weight was that at? If I remember, that was at like light heavyweight, yeah, because Paulo Costa missed weight, and I think he was hoping that Marvin Vettori would pull out of the fight because he missed weight, but Marvin Vettori accepted to fight him at light heavyweight, and he came in not the best shape out there, but he put up a good fight against Marvin Vettori. But you should not be getting outstruck by Marvin Vettori. Marvin Vettori is not really known for his striking. He's known for his chin taking a beating, so that's not what Marvin Vettori shouldn't be outstriking you if you're known as this really good, powerful striker. Robert Whittaker, he's coming off a knockout loss against Dricus du Plessis. I've been high on du Plessis for a minute now, so I wasn't shocked that he's knocked out there, because I did pick du Plessis there by knockout, and I should have bet him. I did not bet that because I heard so many people talking about how good Robert Whittaker was and how he's going to outclass du Plessis. But I think du Plessis is way better than people give him credit for. Even now, people are saying how he robbed Strickland of the win. But I think that fight was close enough. That could have gone either way. And du Plessis is good. That that fight was close because du Plessis is really that good. So Strickland and du Plessis, like, that was a good fight, man. That was one of the better fights in 297, to be honest. But I think Robert Whittaker is gonna be able to outclass him and win a decision here. And I'm really curious to see how Paulo Costa looks at the weigh-ins here. Now I don't have any bets on this fight as of right now. Robert Whittaker is coming in. Robert Whittaker, where's he coming in? He's coming into this fight as a minus 192 favorite. He opened up at minus 245, went all the way down to minus 192 before. Then the money line's going back and forth. And the comeback on Paulo Costa coming into this fight as a plus 160 underdog. I think Robert Whittaker is going to get this done. I'm going to wait to see where this line goes. If I can get Robert Whittaker at like minus 150, I definitely will bet Robert Whittaker at like minus 150. But I think he's going to be hungry enough. He's going to come out here and absolutely outclass Paulo Costa. But he's going to have to watch out. He's going to have to be careful on the feet because Robert Whittaker, Paulo Costa, I mean, does throw those big hammers. He's got some good body shots. I mean, but he doesn't really have the technique. Paulo Costa does throw good body kicks out there too, but I think Robert Whittaker is gonna have the much better fight IQ here, and I think he can bounce back here and get it done. So I got Robert Whittaker by decision here. I think the Reaper is gonna bounce back. I think Bobby Knuckles is gonna bounce back here and get it done over Paulo Costa. So that's my pick, Robert Whittaker by decision. I don't know if I'll put him in parlays. Maybe I'll think about it. If I can get that line under minus 150, I will parlay Robert Whittaker under minus 150. So I'm going to sit on this line for a bit, see where this line goes. But I do like the over 1.5 rounds here. I think we're going to see this fight go over 1.5 rounds. And I will bet on Robert Whittaker by decision because I don't think Robert Whittaker is going to finish Paulo Costa. I think Whittaker is going to be able to mix in some takedowns when he needs to. And just win the fight. He knows how to win rounds, so I'm gonna bank on Robert Whittaker to go out there and outclass Paulo Costa. I've never really been that high on Paulo Costa. Alright guys, main event time for UFC 298 guys. Here we go, here we freaking go. This is the best fight on the card by a mile, in my opinion. I mean, we got the up-and-comer Elliott Topuria challenging for the title for the first time in the UFC against the long-time champion Alexander Volkanovski. And let me tell you guys, so at first when I saw Elliott Topuria open up at plus 164, I was like, okay, I'm gonna pick Elliott Topuria, big underdog. and the money has been pouring in on Topuria, man. This is they're kind of disrespecting my boy Volkanovski at this point. And I did put a single unit on Topuria at plus 164 early on when the lines opened up. You guys know I've been picking Elliott Topuria for like forever since they made this fight. But man, I've changed my mind. I'm changing my mind, guys. I'm picking Volkanovski. Like, if you're getting this guy minus 125, man, the guy that's been out there getting it done, been like, he lost to, it was only 2 losses in the UFC or to Makhachev. I mean, the first fight was super close against Makhachev, and he knocked down Makhachev in the 5th round there. I mean, like, Makhachev was gassed out too. So he put up really good fight against Makhachev, and Makhachev wasn't really able to hold him down or anything like that. He wasn't able to do much. He was able to hold him down for a little bit, but he wasn't really able to go for submissions or like lock in a submission or like get into full mount. Like, Volkanovski is a strong dude for the weight class. And I've been keeping a close eye on the interviews and like watching the Instagram story, and like he's been putting in the work, man. This dude's is putting in the work to bounce back here and get it done against the up and comer Elliott Topuria. I'm gonna pick Volkanovski here. I think Volkanovski will be able to get this done. Like, if you're getting this guy at minus 125, man, he's sitting at like minus 125 right now. Volkanovski coming into this fight at minus 125. He opened up at minus 192. Money has been pouring in on Topuria, man. I get it. Like, Topuria, obviously, I was picking Topuria at first. But, man, the disrespect on Volkanovski is crazy. Like, I thought the money line would go down to like plus 140, plus 120 on Topuria. But, like, seeing Volkanovski almost like even money here, bro, I think Volkanovski will be able to get this done. I think he will be able to outclass Elliott Topuria with the feints. I mean, with those leg kicks. I mean, keep Topuria guessing. Now he's coming off a knockout loss. I mean, he took the head kick, brutal ground and pound by Makhachev, but that was on short notice. That was on like 10 days notice, and he's been in the gym. He's been putting in the work. So this is a tough fight for him. This is definitely a tough fight for him. That's why the odds are so close here. But I am gonna pick Alexander Volkanovski here by I'll say by does he knock him out? I think he'll be like a decision, because Topuria's a tough dude, man. He's a tough dude. I think Topuria will have some good moments in this fight early on, and I think Volkanovski will be able to survive the storm and then outclass him with the volume, with the experience that he has. Now, if you're betting on this fight, normally you want to bet the title challenger. Like, that's the way you gotta bet him. If you're looking for long-term betting success, you gotta always bet the title challenger as an underdog, because then you're gonna make good money long-term. But I'm trying to pick a fighter that's gonna win out there, that's gonna go out there and get it done. And I think at minus like even money, a guy that's gone out there against Max Holloway, beat Max Holloway 3 times, even though the second fight was close, could have gone either way. But in the third fight, I mean, there was no question about it that Volkanovski beat him. I mean, like 50-45. I mean, no one's done that to Max Holloway before. And knocked out Yair Rodriguez. I mean, Yair Rodriguez had a big reach and height advantage over Volkanovski there, and Volkanovski caught him with a straight, beautiful right hook, put him down, and then the rip to the body, the ground and pound. I mean, took him down instead of trading with him on the pocket when he had him hurt. He's got really good fight IQ, man. Volkanovski has some of the best fight IQ out there. So I'm gonna pick against Elliott Topuria. I'm gonna do a pick flip here. Now, maybe this backfires on me when we get to the fight. I'm gonna be keeping a close look at the weigh-ins when we get to 5 weeks. So make sure you guys watch my final picks video. Maybe I'll switch my pick again. You never know. But I'm gonna pick Volkanovski here, man. Now, am I picking Volkanovski because I want him to win? Maybe I'm picking him because I want him to win. I want him to bounce back. We've been seeing Volkanovski in the UFC forever, man. He's been in the UFC forever. He's been knocked out before. He was knocked out 170 welterweight outside the UFC, and he's come back from knockout loss in the past. So getting knocked out by Makhachev, the best pound for pound fighter in the UFC right now, there's absolutely no shame there, getting knocked out by him. But I think if he didn't take that fight on short notice, I think Volkanovski would not have been knocked out there. I think he's gonna be prepared for this fight. He's been working super hard in the gym. Not that Topuria isn't working hard out there. Topuria's already thinking about himself like he's a champion, man. He's already put the UFC featherweight champion in his Instagram bio. So I don't know what's going on with Topuria, man. I think he's underestimating Volkanovski here, and I think that could backfire in Topuria. Against Emmett, man, Emmett like had some good moments in the 5th round. I mean, then Topuria shot a takedown and took him down. So I don't think Volkanovski is gonna be able to take Topuria down the way he was able to take down Jair Rodriguez, because Topuria has really good jiu-jitsu, really good wrestling skills, and he's a really good grappler. So, and he's got nasty submissions too. So Volkanovski is gonna have to be careful, because he was caught up in a mounted guillotine by Brian Ortega. So, and he was able to survive those submissions, those deep submissions. So Volkanovski gonna have to be super careful. But if you're betting on this fight, I think there's still, I don't know if there's still value in Topuria at this point. Like plus 105 is just not much value there left anymore against a guy that's been there. I mean, fought Makhachev twice. So I think Volkanovski is gonna be more than prepared for Topuria. Now, if you got Topuria at like plus 150, plus 140, plus 160, like early on, like we did, I think there was a ton of value in Topuria then. But now, like at these odds, man, at even money, like I'm gonna go with the guy that's gone out there and proven it in the UFC against these, that's been holding the title, that's proven it against Max Holloway, absolutely outclassing Max Holloway. Like he's knocked out Jambi. I mean, Jambi's absolutely retired, but still, it's a good win for him. Like he's beaten some good guys before too. Chad Mendes, I mean, who's got similar frame to what's his name, Topuria. So let's see what happens, man. This is gonna be a decent fight, I think. And I'm gonna go with the Volkanovski here, guys. Volkanovski, I think he gets it done by decision, wins 3 out of 5 rounds. So I got Volkanovski by 49-46, I think, or 48-47. So let me know what you guys think about my picks, guys. Let me know who you guys have in the main event, the co-main event. Let me know all your main card picks. And let me know if you guys like some underdogs on this card. Let me know what you guys think about my pick flip on Volkanovski here, because I've been picking Topuria for like 3-4 months now since they announced this fight. So I'm pick flipping here after watching tape. I have seen some deficiencies from Topuria. We have seen him get taken down by Bryce Mitchell in the 1st round. I think he can get taken down too. He doesn't have the best takedown accuracy, but he's a younger guy here, almost 8 years younger. So he's gonna be making a ton of improvements here. So let's see what happens, guys. It's going to be a great fight here, I think. And I really cannot wait for this matchup, man. It's going to be an absolute scrap here. And I think we're in for a good pay-per-view. 298 is going to be much better than 297. So, guys, once again, make sure you guys sub to the channel if you guys appreciate this early grind. And like the video. It helps out with the YouTube algorithm. And leave a comment down below. Let me know who your main card picks are. And hope you guys enjoyed the full card breakdown. I'll see you guys in the next one. I appreciate you guys watching the video. And this is almost like it's over an hour long. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.